Namaste, welcome. My name is Dina Jensen, and today I'd like to share a joint freeing series with you all. The seasons are changing, everything is changing all around us. This is always a nice time to start working with your joints, getting movement. Many of us are sitting around way more than we're used to. We're just not getting as much movement. The body needs it. We need it. If you watched Annie's video the other day, she talked about the lymphatic system, and the lymphatic system needs movement to pump that lymph around and to keep our immune system strong. Motion is lotion. So we're going to go through all of the joints today. This is going to be a nice, gentle practice that is accessible to everybody. You can sit on the floor, you can sit in a chair, you can sit at anything that is comfortable, or a lot of this, you could even stand up and do it, okay? One thing that you really don't need is a yoga mat. Something that I have found with this series, I've done this series many times in my home practice and with most of my classes, is the friction of the yoga mat can prevent a few of the movements that we're trying to get into. So it's fine if you like your yoga mat to define your personal space, but have a blanket or something that you can either put on top of it or be somewhere where you can slide off of it and be either on like a wood floor or carpet. Those things will help you in the series. So this series, like nothing's really new in yoga. We evolve it and we have our little, like our own flair to yoga, but we recycle a lot of these things because it's all so useful. This particular series comes from the Yoga Therapy Center, and I believe that's located in Massachusetts. So this is, somebody has created this sequence. I'll add a few little things on that I have learned as I have taught and from my students and just from different things that I have done. Okay, so let's see. Oh, wait, Annie had something. Oh, okay. Oh, great. Rixie's going to do yoga nidra at 8 on Sunday. That's wonderful. Oh, I'm going to take that for sure. All right, let's get somewhere where you're comfortable. That might be on the mat or that might be on a chair. And we'll get started. I'm going to keep my timer up so I can see the time. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is get a seat. I'm going to sit in staff pose, Dandasana, and you can see that I have my wool blanket out. It's spread out, and so instead of on my mat, and then I've taken another blanket and I folded it up. So however you like to sit in the yoga room, we want to get to that supported place where your pelvis is neutral and you can be up on your sits bones. And if that's not comfortable for you, then take a chair, find a chair. So my legs are out in front of me and hands behind you can be very, very supportive. So just take a moment and get what you need. Sit up on your blanket, pull the flesh out from your sits bones, legs straight. We're going to start at the joints at the feet and we're going to be working all the way up the body. Okay, we're not going to sit this way the whole time, but at the beginning, we're going to sit here. I'll be guiding you through different ways of breathing. With each movement, we'll take an inhale or exhale. But as always, if the way that I'm saying it doesn't make much sense to you, just breathe as natural for your body. Okay, I don't think it really matters as long as you're breathing. Try to breathe in and out through the nose. Okay, so hopefully everybody has found a place where they're comfortable. First, we're just going to start with the toe joints. Okay, all I want you to do is like fists, like curl those toes in and squeeze in a breath in, and then spread your toes wide on a breath out. Breathe in, squeeze those toes, breathe out, spread your toes. A few more times. Breathe in. Sometimes we call these toe fists or foot fists. And we'll do each of these probably 5 or 6 times, all of the movements. Sometimes looking at the toes can help. I know it's hard sometimes to isolate this. Okay, last time, jazz feet. Fan out those toes. All right, and now let's get into some of the ankle joints. We'll do some pointing and flexing. Let's breathe in as you point your toes straight forward as much as you want. Breathe out as you pull the toes back. Don't let the heels pop up off the ground. Make sure, if you're hyper flexible, you pay attention to that. Breathe in, point the toes. Breathe out as you flex at the ankles. Breathe in, point. Breathe out, flex. Breathe in, point. Breathe out. Curl those toes back. Last time, point. And flex. Okay, so this next movement takes a little bit of practice. Again, you might need to be looking at your feet as you do this. I want you to imagine on a breath in that you're trying to clap your feet together. So soles of the feet, reaching through the pinky toes towards each other and a breath in. And then on the breath out, do the opposite. So pull the pinky toes away from the big toe mound, pull back, and then try to clap your feet and then pull them away. Breathe. And we're just moving the foot around in the ankle joints in different ways. Breathe as you clap the feet. Breathe as you spread. 2 more times. Clap and spread. Last time. And spread. All right, come back to neutral. So now we'll just do a circle in one direction on an inhale and a circle in the other direction on the exhale. Just go back and forth, okay? So we're going to take a breath in and point the toes, bring them around on a breath in, and then on the breath out, go in the opposite direction. Try to move the feet as much. Try not to move too much of the rest of the body. So you're breathing in a circle, one direction. It doesn't matter which. You're breathing out in the other way. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Last time, breathe in and breathe out. Okay, I'm going to change my orientation for this next one, but you stay where you are. Now it's time to move up the body to your knees, okay? And again, at any time, if you feel like you need to take a seat, a chair, grab a chair. So we're gonna sit up on the sits bones. Make sure you're staying with your tall spine. And we're gonna start with the hinging of the knee. And as much as is comfortable for you, try to pull that foot in, that knee in, getting this movement in the knee joint, and then hold on to somewhere as you straighten the knee out. So add some breath. Breathe out as you bend the knee. Breathe in as you straighten the leg. Make sure you can lean back a little bit. That sometimes helps. Breathe in. This is a little bit of a harder one. Breathe out. Pull. When I pull my knee in, that helps me to sit up tall. Breathe in, and it's okay if the leg doesn't fully straighten. 1 or 2 more. You could do this lying on your back, by the way, right? That's another option. Be adaptable. Be adaptable. Do what works for you. Let's just do 1 more. Okay, and let's do the other side. You're gonna bend at your knee. You can hold on to the shin. Maybe pull that knee in. My foot might come off the ground. It doesn't have to. It can just step in close. And then you can hold under the thigh. There you go. You could go lower. Or you could go higher. Breathe in a natural way as you bend and then straighten. Bend the knee, straighten. Breathe. Another breath. We'll do 2 more. Last one. Okay. All right. So this next one, I'm going to turn towards you again. Personally, this is the one that I find the most challenging, but everybody's a little bit different. So we were into the toe joints, then we worked into the ankle joints, then we worked into the knee joints. Now we're getting up into the hips. And again, there's a lot of lymph stuff that goes on in here too. So we want to keep movement in there. We want to motion as lotion. We want to keep all of these joints lubricated. So the hip joint, this next one is internal and external rotation of your hips. So this is the one where you really need to probably be off a mat or be on more of a slippery surface, wood floor, a blanket, something like that. If it's too fluffy of a blanket, the blanket might get all scrunched up. So take your time. As you go through this, you may have to make adjustments. You might want to watch the first time. This took me a long time to learn it. So I start in staff pose, and the external rotation, I'm going to let my leg, so let's just say it's your left leg, externally rotate. So the pinky side of your left foot drops down towards the mat, towards the floor, and then you swing it out to the side. Okay, so that was an external rotation and movement. And now we need to get internal rotation. So turn the whole leg from the toes, the knees, the inner thigh, all of that turns in, and the hip does come up off the ground. Left hip can come up. I lean over a little bit because I don't know if you can do it without leaning, and then slide the foot back. Do you see why you need slippery surface? Okay, external rotation, left toe down, externally rotate, swing the leg out. And now come back to neutral and do internal rotation. Let the hip come up a little bit. And then, okay, so now we can add in some breath. You ready? External rotation, breathe in, open up. Breathe out, come back. You could lift the leg. It's a lot harder. If you want to try it, lift the leg and swing the leg out, put the leg down. Internal rotation, I don't think I can do it. You swing it back in and then come to Dandasana. Ready? Inhale, your choice. Opening the leg up, external rotate, and then breathe as you bring it back in. And maybe your leg is lifted. Open, internal, and come back. One last time. Open up. And then internal rotation, toes down, big toe now down and back. Okay, let's take the other side. Ready? So now you know where we're going. Right toe, pinky toe mound towards the mat, the floor. Inhale, open. Exhale, come back. Inhale, open, and try this side. Do you want to lift the leg a little bit? Come back, or do you want to slide? Inhale, open. Exhale, come back. Inhale, open. Exhale, come back. Do a couple more. Inhale, open. Exhale, come back. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Okay. All right. So now we're going to come to hands and knees. Some of this now will be really familiar to you. All righty. So we'll do some cat-cows. And then we're going to do the table balance, or the bird dog, it's sometimes called. So get ready for that, knowing that you may have to go down onto forearms or come up onto your fists with your thumbs pointed forward or something like that. Okay, so weight bearing here, wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, toes pointed straight back. Now we're getting also into the spine. So we're doing some hip stuff and some great things for the spine. Take your breath in regular table, and on your exhale, round the spine by tucking the tailbone, dropping the head, puffing in between your shoulder blades. And on the inhale, release the tailbone gently up. Don't lean forward, but pull the heart away from the navel. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, drop your head, press into the floor, get a good stretch. And then on the inhale, tailbone up, heart reaches forward. You can look forward or up. Exhale into your cat. Inhale into your cow. Exhale into your cat. Inhale into your cow. Last one. Exhale into your cat. Inhale into your cow. And come back to neutral table. So take just a moment, because we're doing some more weight bearing in a second, to just, we're going to get into your wrists. We're purposely working the way up the body, but for a moment, just take a break. You can open and close, circle out your wrists for a second. Just give them a moment. You're about to weight bear a lot. Okay, so the next one is the table balance. Now, very often in the yoga room, we talk about the table balance When you lift the back leg, keep it hip height. But for today, lift it a little higher so you get the stretch in the front of the hip. So we're going through what's called hip flexion and hip extension. Okay, so let's start. As you take a breath in, reach your left leg long behind you. You can even point your toe. Lift the leg up a little higher than hip height, but don't sag in the low back. On the exhale, bend the knee and draw the thigh and knee up towards the spine. Drop your head, knee towards your nose, and then on the inhale, kick back and lift up a little bit. Exhale, draw the knee in up towards your face, drop your head down. Inhale, lift the leg a little higher than hip height. Exhale, bend the knee, lift that thigh up. Inhale, open. 2 more, exhale. Inhale, arms are straight and strong. Last one, exhale. Inhale. Okay, so come back to table and let's take a break again. Give the wrists a break. Give your wrists a break, okay? Just take a breath. So bending at the joints and then straightening out at the joints, flexing and extending at your joints. Okay, coming to the hip, to the other side, I'll turn around. Okay, so you should be on your right leg, whatever leg you're on, it's fine. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, fan out your fingers, keep grounded through the L of the finger, all that good architecture that you know from the yoga classes. And we'll start with an inhale. Reach your right leg behind you, lift up and even point the toe. Exhale as you bend and draw the thigh up, head drops, spine rounds. Inhale, kick that leg back and up. Exhale, round the spine, push into the mat. Inhale, reach your leg long. Exhale, round the spine, drop the head, knee up. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Last one, inhale and exhale. All right, come on down to table. Okay, last couple things for your hips. I'm gonna face you now. So do what you need for your wrists, right? Take a moment, circle them out. You can gently pull down. We're about to get into these a lot in a moment. Okay, so I'm gonna turn to this side because I think it will help you to see me from the side. I'm gonna go both ways. So just watch me for a second because this one can be not like tricky, but it can be just a slight bit confusing. We begin with your hands wider than shoulder distance and the fingers point away from each other. And you step your thighs and knees in towards each other. And there's a slight squeezing there. And as you go, now I'm going to turn. As you go into this side to side movement, you keep the hips right where they are. So you let the hips drop over to one side and then you come back to center on a breath. So how about if we breathe in as the hips go over, breathe out, come back to center. Breathe in, breathe out. So you want to avoid going forward and out or way back and out. For this one, we just go straight to the side, come back and go to the other side. Breathe into one side, breathe out to center. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. A few more, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Last one, breathe in and out. Okay, time to get into the wrists. So you need to decide for your wrists what is suitable in terms of your support. So these can absolutely be done. You know, if I have this bench here, I could come up onto the bench and I could do all of the things we're about to do from a seat. I'm going to stay low and I'm coming into hero pose with some blocks. So you could also use some pillows or a couch cushion underneath your bottom or a blanket or something like that, right? So the heroes, when you put your block in between your ankles and you sit on them, or you could sit cross-legged. There's a couple of things that we do that are going to swing your arms behind you. So sitting in heroes sometimes lifts you a little higher, but if you have something underneath your bottom that lifts you up, you should have enough space. Okay. All right, so we're going to get into our wrists. I think I can come a little closer. Yeah. Okay. Your shoulders might get tired as you go through this, so take breaks and then rejoin. I'm going to lift the arms to shoulder height and then point your fingers down and curl the fingers up a little bit towards your forearms. And then release as you push out through the heel of your hand. Spread your fingers and then release. Let's take a breath out here. Pointing the fingers down, curling the fingers up. Breath in as we spread the fingers, kind of like jazz hands. And then exhale, point them down, curl them. Inhale, push through the heel of the hand, fan out the fingers, spread them. A lot of work going on. Exhale, point them down, curl them. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so let's release. Give your shoulders a moment. You can even like roll out the shoulders a couple of times. Okay, so the next is moving the wrists in kind of the side to side. So palms are up, fingers are pointed forward, and then just keep those palms up as you dial the fingers away from each other and then point them in. Dial the fingers away and in. Make sure your shoulders stay sort of relaxed. Okay, let's add some breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And release. Take a moment, roll those shoulders out. So if you start to get tired in the hero pose at any time, you come to the table pose, you reach your leg long and take a stretch. Okay. Let's keep working on those wrists, because we do a lot in yoga with the wrists. So this is all so good for us. And a lot of you are probably typing a lot these last couple weeks, maybe even more than normal. So we're going to make fists and just breathe in and circle the fists in one direction in one circle, and breathe out, go in the opposite. So like we did with the feet, breathe in, go in one direction, breathe out, go in the other. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. A couple more. Keep breathing with your own movement. Last couple. Okay, and let's release. All right, so this is not on the sheet. A couple of things weren't on the sheet. This is one thing that I've been practicing a little bit that I learned from Francesca Cavero, I think is her name. Let's reach one arm out to the side, shoulder height, palm starts up, and then point your fingers down. Aim your thumb back behind you. Don't hyperextend. If you're a big hyperextender, be careful of that elbow joint, but you're reaching out through the palm and you're trying to reach your fingers down. This is a really good one. And then curl the fingers in first, make a fist, turn your knuckles up towards the ceiling. Feel that good stretch. Bend at your elbow like you're making a muscle and tap your elbow. Tap your shoulder. Did I say elbow? Tap your shoulder. And then let's, on an inhale, open back up and do the opposite. Uncurl, fingers down, thumb points back. Exhale, curl in, fists up, bend the elbow, touch. Okay, so let's breathe as we open and then go in the opposite direction. Couple of these. This has become one of my, I have really tight wrists. So this has become a favorite. Last couple here. Breathe and breathe. Okay, arm down. Oh, feel that energy. Feel that in your hands and wrists. Boy, do we need all this stuff so much. All right, other side. Palm down, thumb back. Stretch. Curl the fingers in, make a fist, knuckles up, bend the elbow, tap your shoulder, open back, up, uncurl all the way, push out through the heel of the hand, thumb back, curl the fingers up, bend the elbow, touch your shoulder, and then open up. Like a little wave action. Breathing as you unfurl and then close it up. Last couple. Last one. You could do this with both arms, by the way. I don't think we have quite enough time to do that. But if you liked this, rewatch it, pause, and do it with both hands. Okay, so I hope that you're feeling good in your fingers and your hands. So let's get into we did a little bit with the elbows, but back to the sheet. Arms out in front of you, palms are up, take a breath in, and on a breath out, bend your elbows and touch your shoulders. Inhale, palms up, fingers out. Exhale, tap your shoulders. Right, inhale, this is an easy one. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Just because it's easier, less complicated, doesn't mean it's any less important. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, hold, and now we'll open up. Inhale, reach your elbows away from each other. Exhale, maybe touch the elbows. They don't have to touch. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. 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 Last one. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And release. Okay, so let's get into the rotator cuff. We've been working in the shoulders and in the elbows and the wrists, like all the arm area. This is rotator cuff exercises. We start in, sometimes this is called the goalpost or the right angle arms, cactus arms. There's all different names for this. So we start as much as we can like this, palms forward, elbows are bent, right? Your forearms are at shoulder height, your upper arms at shoulder height, and your forearms are perpendicular to that. And then release, doing this little bit of internal rotation and palms face back, the rotator cuff. Inhale, open, exhale. Inhale, open, exhale. So the shoulders are really, really mobile. They're way more mobile than our hips. Keep breathing. And because of that, they allow us to do really great things, and they're a little bit more susceptible to injury. Speaking from somebody who has had different rotator cuff issues. As soon as I turned 50, I had a rotator cuff issue. I heard in Chinese medicine that they call it the 50 arm or the 50 shoulder or something like that. It's so common. So we just keep strengthening things to keep the body functioning. Okay, so let's release. Last exercise for your shoulders. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. This is when, again, you could be like standing on shins. You could stand up and do any of these. This exercise will lift, keep the low ribs soft and knitted down. The arms lift up and overhead as much as is comfortable to you, maybe next to your ears or as far as it wants to go. They want to go. And then exhale, arms come down and slightly behind you. You can squeeze the shoulder blades together. There's a slight internal rotation there. And then inhale as you lift up into this nice extension of the arms, and the exhale brings you into the flexion, or opposite. This is the flexion, the flexion, and there's your extension. So we'll do a couple of these. Inhale, make sure your ribs don't poke out. Exhale, arms behind you. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, arms behind you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Okay, so the last few movements will be very, very familiar to you. We're going to do cat, cow, all the 6 directions of the spine from a seat. So choose whatever seat is working for you, including on a chair. I'm just going to sit up on one block. I'll turn to the side for the cat-cow. So we're going to do flexion and extension of the spine and then get into the neck. And then that will be it. Sit up tall. Make sure you're up on your sits bones. You could just be on the ground. You could be on a blanket. Nice inhale, tall spine. And on your exhale, start to tuck your tailbone. Pull the belly in. Get a stretch in the low back. Drop your head and puff out in between your shoulders. Hold on to your shins or your knees. Inhale as you roll on the sitting bones. So you're at the front of the sitting bones now. Lifting the heart away from the navel. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Shoulders back. Exhale, round the spine. Drop the head. Inhale, lift the heart, the navel away from the heart away from the navel. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Lean back, head down, round spine. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. And last one. Exhale and inhale. So switch the cross of your legs. You can go to straight legs and then cross the opposite leg over. I forgot which one it was. And we will do side stretching. Okay, just turning towards you so you can see. If you're up really high and you have extra pillows or books or anything like that for your hands, you can always be moving those around, especially when we get into the twists. Okay, so we're sitting up on the sitting bones, tall spine. Let's start with your right palm up. Inhale that arm alongside your ear. Keep your left shoulder relaxed and lowered. Exhale as you lean over towards your left. You can push into your bottom hand to stay seated on your right sitting bone. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Do the other side. Palm is up. Inhale the left arm overhead. Exhale over to your right. Soften that right shoulder. Bend the right elbow. Push into your right hand. Get a good stretch there. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Inhale, first side. Exhale over. Try to stay in that side plane. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Inhale, left side. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Come back to your natural cross, or maybe you're unnatural. I think I lost track. It's okay. Nice tall spine. Here is if you're high, you might need a block or something behind you to put your arms down on something behind you, okay? So just take an inhale, lift the spine tall. On your exhale, twist towards your left, put your right hand on the outer knee and put your left hand behind you. I'm up on fingertips. Push into the fingertips behind you, tall spine. Exhale, twist a little more. I'm gonna add a little bit for the head. Keep the twist. Now turn towards your front shoulder. And then drop your ear down. Take a breath there. And then we'll release the head back to center, come back to center, tall spine, exhale to the other side, whatever side you didn't do. So exhale over to your right, put your left hand on the outer knee, opposite hand is behind you, block behind me, lift up tall on the inhale, exhale, twist you a little more, hold the twist, look over your front shoulder, drop your ear down, relax your shoulders and breathe. We need this stuff in the neck right now. We really need to stretch and breathe. Inhale, come back to center. So if you'd like to add on arms, we could lift arms overhead, or you can stay with your arms already. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, twist to your left. Get in your position of twist. Tall spine. Exhale, twist you more. Keep the twist. Look over your front shoulder. Drop the ear down. Take a breath. Lift the head back up. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, over to your right. Give a good twist. Look over your front shoulder. Drop your ear. You can even do a little yes, no here, like releasing the chin and tucking the chin. Feel free to be curious. Okay, inhale. Last couple. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist. One more on each side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Okay, last couple exercises are just the neck. We'll do some yes, some no's, and maybe. So get comfortable in whatever way feels good for you. I think I'm going back to my hero's pose. Take a breath in here, tall spine. Exhale, releases the chin down. Get a stretch in the back of the neck. Keep the shoulders lifted. Don't round forward. Inhale, come back. Look forward or up. Exhale, drop your chin. Inhale, open. So this is the yeses. Do a few of these yeses. With your breath. And back to center. And let's do our nose. The nose, you keep your chin nice and level, shoulders relaxed, breath in here. And on your exhale, turn to your left, looking over your left shoulder. Gently draw your right shoulder back. Inhale to center. Exhale. Turn to look over your right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. First side. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And back to center. Okay, last moves are maybes. So keep your head in line with the spine. Take a nice breath in, and on an exhale, drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. You can even drop your hand down if you're in hero's pose like me, and let that be heavy. Let that stretch out the side of your neck. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, drop your right ear towards your shoulder. You want to drop your hand down, let that arm be heavy. Inhale back. Exhale to the first side. You can drop that hand. If your hand is touching something, you could reach it out. You could walk your fingertips away, but my fingers are too far away. And we can always take the left arm and gently, if you want more of a stretch, don't pull it. Just put that arm on your head. It just gives a little extra weight. Breathe. And then we'll release the arm. Head back up. Inhale. Exhale over. If you want to add a little bit of that extra weight, go gently though. Don't need to do this part. Inhale up. Last time. Exhale. Hold. Inhale back up. Exhale. Hold. And come on back up. right, that's it for the practice. I hope that your joints are all lubricated and juicy, and that the rest of your day you just feel more fluid in your body, more adaptable in your mind, and that you feel the state of yoga at different times after practicing today. So thank you so much for practicing with me. Thank you so much for all of your love and support that you're giving our community. We're just a small, independent, locally owned business, just trying our best to keep bringing yoga to everybody. Placing the hands in front of your heart. Take a moment for self-love. May we learn to live more like the lotus at home in the muddy water. Namaste, everybody. Be safe out there. Thinking of you all.